What's up, Mafia? I am the Dark Loner, aka Whisper, formerly known as Fist of the North Star. Coming back. Where have I been? Oh, you know me. I tend to take hiatus. I actually been gaming a lot lately. I've been playing. What have I been playing? I don't know if you guys really care, but I've probably been playing a lot of Diablo, Middle Earth, Shadows of Mordor. Anyway, now I'm playing Dragon Age. But Mafia, I want you guys to help me out on something. I got into I was trying to explain to a couple guys, trying to explain to a dude at work about the red pill. And it's funny, what I noticed is when you're really caught, one of the guy, my buddy didn't really understand the Matrix analogy, but I was trying to explain, he never watched the movie, so he couldn't, it's hard to really give these people a dose of what I'm talking about. But he said, he made a comment to me, and this is the title of my video, Women Are the Greatest. And I say it facetiously. He said to me, women are the greatest thing God ever made. And I looked at him, I said, really? Again, let me repeat that. Women are the greatest thing God ever made. And he goes, why do you hate women so much? And I'm thinking to myself, how a man could say women are the great. Number one, and again, I don't know if everybody on my page believes in the Bible or what, whatever. We were the first to be created. If you believe, even if you believe this story, I told the girl this. Well, how do you know? The girl said, well, how do you know God is not a girl? If God was a girl, then men would have babies. That's all you need to know. But that's another topic. I'm like, dude, yes, there are some great women in history, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, how could you look down on your brothers? Not to say that we're the greatest. I look at men who've essentially built the world. Since for the beginning of time, yeah. Now men have done some bad stuff. I'm not saying that. But look, just take a city like New York and Los Angeles. All those buildings you see that we take for granted that are there, who do you think built those? That's just one aspect. How many guys, if you know about the Gulf of Tonkin and Vietnam War and how many men died in Vietnam to protect the females in the States so they weren't attacked? How many men died in World War II? I'm talking specifically about America. Now, my buddies from UK and Spain and wherever, Brazil, you guys can probably speak on your aspect of it. But in America, how many men have died to protect a woman? I'll give you a funny thing. And I watched, well, it's not funny. I watched this movie called Grotesque. It's one of the hardest movies I ever had to watch. It's a Japanese horror movie. And there was a scene where essentially the movie is this guy torturing. It's like the movie Hostel. I don't know if you ever seen that. I've never seen it, but my buddy told me about it. The man is torturing a woman and a man. And to see how much they would do. These two individuals had just met. Well, to make a long story short, the man asked a woman, would she do something like get a body part removed for him? And obviously she said no. Well, then she asked the man, something like that. But anyway, the guy got his dick cut off essentially for the girl. She wouldn't do the same thing. My point is, men have sacrificed their lives for women all the time. Again, if a place is burning down, if the house is burning down, is the woman ever going to try and attempt to save the man? See, I reverse the script. You hear me do that a lot. You hear me talk about the K-Jeweler commercials, what I'm fucking sick and tired of seeing again, over and over and over. It's the same scenario. What is it subliminally saying to men? Here, honey, here's $1,000 worth of jewelry. Take this because I love you so much. Every kiss begins with gay. Have you one time seen a jewelry commercial when a woman gives a man anything? Men like jewelry too. I wear a ring, although be it cheap, I'm not going to pay. The difference is men are not going to pay $1,000 for a ring unless he's Fruit Loops. Anyway, I digress. But my point is, you have all these men who've done these things like Stephen Hawking, Einstein, which were probably the original red pill guys back in the day, Galileo. But you never talk about them. They've literally shaped our world. Now, yes, you have the bad guys that shape our world too. I'm not saying there aren't. But I'm saying seriously, aside from very few women like I don't even want to go on, but this is about my brothers, because my page is about my brothers and the good guys. Because again, we're always perceived as weak, pussies, can't handle, but it's a misconception. I told a guy this, and this is what I've been thinking about for since I probably laid my last video. Men should turn their back on women. I told the guy I was arguing this dispute with. I said, men and women are at odds. You just don't see it because you're in the blue pill world. Now, he doesn't understand the reference, so I tried to explain it to him. Every athlete you see is always mom. According to most athletes, they don't have a dad. But how do we know the mother didn't push the dad out? Feminism has caused their own destruction. So my point is this: as red pill soldiers, as MGTOW, whoever you are, the red pill mafia, you don't have to bow down to this system. You can choose not to play the game. I've chosen not to play the game. My life's a little bit better. That's why I'm older and I have no gray hair. I don't have a bunch of kids running around, and I'm not screwing a bunch of chicks that give you drama. How many, fellas, ask yourself this question. How many men you think have died? How many men has the vagina killed? How many men has the vag killed? And what I mean by that, I'm not just talking about the physical aspects of how it can kill you. How many guys has that vagina pitted against each other? In the history? In the billions? Millions? Maybe? I saw our first 48 where the girl had the ex-boyfriend and the current boyfriend living in the same house, and you obviously know what was going to happen. The ex-boyfriend, the new boyfriend kills the ex-boyfriend, the girl goes home scot-free, fucks another guy. Classic example. I was explaining to him how proud I am of the guys on my page, how much I care and love the guys on my page, even though I've never met them, because they can share this. I'm sharing the stories that you guys told me. Remember the video I did called War Stories? I'm telling the stories that you men have told me. And I'm like, how could you ever say, how could you side, when a man says something like that to me, he's siding against his own brothers. If men were more decent to each other, then a lot of the shit that we go through would not happen. Prime example, I had a girl that my buddy liked, that was dating my buddy, that liked me years ago. She would have slept with me, but I respected my boy. I would not do that. If half the men in the world were like that, we would be so much further down the road, but they're not. You don't think of the consequences of you doing some shit to another guy that you don't know, that he could end up killing you and he's justified. That's where my cheating video came in. You don't know if this man actually loves that woman. But women don't care if a man loves them. What if I said, guys, and you repeat it, women don't love men, they love what men can do for them? They do. They don't care about you. He doesn't believe that. So I was giving him a healthy, protein shake of the red pill the other day. But it doesn't sink in. And what I'm basically coming to the conclusion is that these blue pill guys, you can never change them. They are what they are. They believe women are goddesses. They will sacrifice. They will cut their arms off to fuck a girl. Me personally, I think you're the stupidest fuckers on the planet. I wish these poor. Did you read the dude? Let me tell you what I saw. And again, tell me how many guys you've seen do this. There's a video on the YNC, if you search probably back 2 weeks. A woman took, and this is true, and this is for MJ, the anti-feminist rebel, because he'll tell you, there's a woman that literally watched her dog piss in a napkin, take a syringe, take the dog piss out, and inject it in her breast. How many men have you seen do that? But remember the perception of men, we're disgusting, men are filthy, really? How many men inject dog piss in their balls? Literally, she took the fresh piss from a dog, injected it in her breast. And you're telling me there's not a problem with these females out here? That's just one video I saw. You guys have seen all the other stuff I've showed you. Fellas, Red Pill Mafia, understand this. Women have decided to choose bad men over good men. So don't. Perfect example, War Machine. I watched the video on his court case with this whore, Christy Mack. Now she's playing the victim. But fellas, I'm not saying War Machine was an ass for beating a girl. I'm not saying he wasn't. But I'm saying Christy Mack knew this guy. You're dating a guy who probably has a history of violence, who's an MMA fighter named War Machine. They're both stupid. They deserve each other. War Machine's a fucking idiot for trying to fuck a porn star who takes dicks and protein to the face every day. She's got, fuck a protein shake, she's got plenty of it in her system. She's a flat out, America, our society is the family. Go back in time. Name me another time in history where, if you know anything about history, with women, prostitutes, courtesans. Name me a time in history where prostitutes were held on the same level as the average everyday woman. Name me a time. But in our society, whores get the same rights as a fucking regular woman. Again, I'm not saying War Machine was an ass for beating her, but what I'm saying, you dating a guy named War Machine. She wouldn't date would Christy Mack date a regular average dude? Even though she's a whore, like, times 50 million? No, she wouldn't do that. He's boring. But I'm gonna date a guy named War Machine. And he kicked the shit out of me. His name is War Machine. That's like asking the devil to go to bed with you and ask him to play nice. Really? These bitches are stupid. And I'm proud to be a man. I don't give a shit if I never get fucking laid again. I could give a fuck. I could care less. My life is gravy. I don't gotta worry about that bullshit. I don't have to get in fights. I don't have to worry about some asshole jumping out in the bushes. So I'm dating a chick he was screwing yesterday and I didn't know about it and I'm murdered for it. I don't have to worry about that. So I'll represent the Red Pill Mafia and the Red Pill and the Mick and all the other guys that are tired of this shit, tired of this bullshit that they have to deal with every day. Keep doing your videos, keep marching, because I'm going to keep speaking the truth and informing guys, you don't have to live under this system. Think differently. Think what you really are. Think of your birthright. That you can do as a man whatever the fuck you want to do. Women tell themselves they don't need a man, but men never tell themselves they don't need a woman. We don't do that. Women refer to themselves as strong and independent, right? Do you ever hear men refer to themselves as strong and independent? No, because men are just who we are. Good guys. I don't give a shit about the bad guys. They can go fuck. I say put them all in a fucking room and just drop a fucking nuke on them. I could care less. But women have chose bad guys over good guys. Guys, ask yourself this question. Have you, in all your conversations with women in life that get pregnant accidentally, have you ever heard any of them say, man, I got pregnant by a good guy? Have you ever heard them say that? No, every woman that gets pregnant early is the exact same fucking guy. Well, obviously, you've chosen the bad guy. Women will choose. Think about. Women will choose a fucking serial killer that looks like a Channing Tatum or some other faggot out there over a guy that maybe he's 5'11", has a decent job. Yeah, they don't want that. So how can you say all men are shit when you choose the worst fucking guys? And then these PUA guys, I'm tired of them. They make. I don't associate with them. They're a bunch of pussies. I can't stand them. Anybody that fuck. I was reading the other day. Guys are paying $1,000 to go to these stupid seminars. I watched a video and they had this good-looking blonde chick and these guys that you clearly quote-unquote beta guys, like all like talking to her. I'm like, dude, let me go up there and we should have red pill conferences. To inform these guys, don't waste your time, because there's no matter what you're gonna do, she's not gonna date you because you're not 6 feet tall. I think I read a statistic in the UK that they did a study in the UK. 65% of the women, 65 or 70%, require their men to be 6 feet or taller. Well, then, damn, you eliminate, what, 45% of men? The percentage of men that are over 6 feet is, like, no, more than that. It's like only 80%. So you eliminate guys based solely on their height, even though you're not that tall either. And then you wonder why I have a problem with females? Most of them? What do you think, Mafia? Do I continue to try to talk to these guys, or I don't know. Give me your thoughts. I'm back for now. I'll good to hear from. I'm probably start gaming again, but anyway, I am the one and only Dark Loner, aka Whisper, formerly known as Fist of the North Star. Good to back be in the family. See you in the dark side. Peace. Here's an afterthought. Mafia, have you guys seen the commercial? And this commercial pisses me off. This came to me after I did the video. Did you see the commercial where the guys are on the battlefield and there's that fucking whore walking through the battlefield? And you won't hear anybody talk about this. I don't know if it's a commercial where it looks like it's a medieval battle and all these men are dying, and this stupid blonde whore is walking through the battlefield smiling. Now, you guys being red pill soldiers understand what the subtle meaning to that is. To me, the way I took it, everybody probably laughed it off, that men's lives are not worth shit, and a woman can walk through the fucking battlefield, nothing happens to her, men are dying left and right, shooting each other with all kinds of shit, and she's just gliding through like she's Aphrodite. Do you know what woman would really do on a battlefield if it was a war like that? Go look at the movie Braveheart. Do you remember the scene after Falkirk when the guys were all dead, strewn on the battlefield, and the women were trying to pick through the men, rolling them over to see who their husband or their significant other was? You remember that? It's a bomb. That commercial is one of the worst abominations I've ever seen, to a slap in the face to men, and nobody will ever say anything about it, because to me the commercial, it shows that men's lives are not worth shit. All the guys that died in Nam, all the guys that died in World War II, all the guys that died in World War I, that's ever fought a battle for you specifically. You bitches are not on the battlefield. And to fucking sit there and walk through like with perfect fucking makeup on and shit. Fuck you. Fuck feminism and fuck that commercial. I'm out.